This is Biorelativity for North America. The date today is February 18th, 2025. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Greetings, I am Giuliano. We are the Arcturians. I have talked about different stages of planetary development. And we find that the Earth is at the end of stage 1 of planetary development. And at that stage, there are conflicts that can lead to serious catastrophes on a planet if they are not resolved. One of the main conflicts we've identified is spirituality versus technology. In planetary stage 2 of development, we have found that the planets have evolved to a totally different experience than what you see in planetary stage 1. One of the evolved stages or evolved happenings in stage 2 is that the weather patterns are controlled, which really creates a whole more calm and peaceful planet. Can you imagine a planet where storms were not present, where snowstorms and cold weather was not creating chaos, where there was no earthquakes, typhoons, tsunamis, and other catastrophic volcanic eruptions? How can that be achieved? Because the planet, like Gaia, is a living planet. And part of that living planet is recognize that many changes are occurring and feedback is being evaluated. Part of the evaluation leads to the planet trying to achieve a homeostasis, a balance. That balance includes holding the percentage of oxygen and nitrogen and holding a certain amount of moisture and humidity and many other chemical factors. You see that this balance is dependent on many different circumstances, some of which are not even known. For example, there are ocean currents starting in the Antarctica that are based on 100 and 200 year cycles. It's very difficult to tabulate and calculate how a shift in that ocean current is going to affect the rest of the planet and its weather. But I can guarantee you that it does have an effect. And even though you or I or other scientists do not study the complexities of these ocean currents, for example, nonetheless, it's still true that what I call these hidden currents and hidden aspects do have a dramatic effect. And sometimes that effect, it takes years to measure. You might think that one event on the surface of the planet is going to create a chaos. And it is true that if an event such as a nuclear bomb is detonated above the ground, then yes, a dramatic effect can occur. So when we look at our working together and looking at imbalances such as storms, flooding, snowstorms, droughts, then we have to send our thought patterns deep into Gaia, and perhaps deep into factors and areas that we may not even be familiar with. I know that there are even factors in the inner Earth having to do with heat and deep volcanic interactions that can affect the surface weather patterns. But of course, at this point in the weather patterns and weather science, most of the weather predictors do not understand or even take into consideration these many factors. But I would like to suggest that as we look at some of the droughts and snowstorms that are plaguing North America today, that we try to the best of our ability to include some of these deeper interactive factors, and that perhaps we ask that they become more knowledgeable, that they become more known. There are scientists who are studying some of these hidden factors, and I compliment them. And eventually there'll be a time, especially as we get closer to Planetary 2 stage of development, where there will be a greater awareness and greater interaction and greater requests from planetary healers to access and to mediate some of these other hidden factors. And to the best of our ability today, we will call on some of those hidden factors to be positively corrected or positively moved in a direction that will bring a better balance to the weather patterns in North America. Take 3 deep breaths. And enter a stage of physical and emotional relaxation. Despite the many stresses, both globally and even personally, that you may be experiencing today, know that you still have this ability to go into physical relaxation and deeper into spiritual relaxation. And as you begin to feel the state of spiritual relaxation, ask that your reticular activating system or valve that controls consciousness open up to the quantum world of consciousness, the quantum field of consciousness, where your powers and abilities are greatly increased on so many different levels, including the level of personal healing and, of course, the level of planetary healing. I, Giuliano, send down a corridor of light, or corridors of light from my starship Athena, which will be used by you as an invitation to come and visit today my starship in the Gaia Planetary Healing Room. Accept and receive this invitation of these corridors of light now in your room. And as the corridor of light enters your room, you immediately feel an elevation of your consciousness towards the fifth dimensional energies of the Arcturian and the starship Athena. Allow your spirit body to rise up through your crown chakra and enter now this beautiful Arcturian corridor of light that is filled today with blue light. Enter that corridor of light now and prepare to bilocate and travel at the speed of thought through the corridor of light to my starship Athena. We arrive together at the entry portal of my starship Athena, and you see the multiple corridors from many of the starseeds around the globe who are joining us today in our planetary healing meditations. The calling has gone out, and many of the starseeds are joining us. The Arcturian starseeds are joining us today. We walk down the hallway and enter the Gaia Planetary Healing Chamber, where you see this beautiful holographic image of Gaia. And it is zoomed in on North America. But this image of Gaia is more than just a physical representation of North America and of the planet, because it is also a spiritual representation. It is also a quantum energy field representation of the Earth, and you are able, in your quantum field of energy, to interact with your thought powers. You can send messages and request shifts or changes in the weather patterns today. As we look at the weather patterns in North America, we become aware of the imbalances, the extreme amounts of snow in Toronto and Canada, the imbalances represented by floodings in Kentucky and Tennessee, the drought that still is active in the Southwest, including Texas. And we also see the results of man-made interventions including chemtrails or activities from high-frequency auroral radio propagation experiments from the military. In other words, we see the imbalances that exist, and also we are wanting to create a better overall balance in all aspects of these unfortunate weather imbalances that are causing so much suffering, including the frequent and high winds and storms in the Midwest at this time. So we're going to create a special affirmation that covers these multitude of imbalances that we see, and also the hidden imbalances that are below our consciousness, but through which they, that is, those hidden imbalances, are affecting the weather patterns negatively throughout North America. The etheric crystal in Mount Shasta raises up, and at the top of the crystal, as it is raised, a beautiful white screen appears. The etheric crystal is at least 200 miles above North America, and the white screen is huge, perhaps now 1 mile in diameter. And we will use this affirmation to cover the effects of the imbalances that we are wishing to bring into a calmness, the extreme snow, the flooding, any effects of chemtrails, the droughts. We want all weather patterns to come into an harmonious balance for the greater good of all plant and animals in North America. So bring a harmonious weather balance throughout North America for the greater good of all plants and animals, including humans, at this time. See that affirmation emblazoned in red letters on the white screen above Mount Shasta, encompassing all of North America. We will go into meditation now. Please use your Arcane Thought Power and let that power be manifested by the sharpness and the intensity of red letters of the affirmation. We'll go into silence. Remember, to the best of your ability, intensify the letters of this affirmation. And see, as you are strengthening these letters, the snow melting in Canada, the river flooding, receding in Kentucky, rain coming to the southwest again, the skies being cleared of chemtrails, and other hidden factors beyond normal consciousness being brought into a harmonious balance at our request, which will manifest as improved and balanced weather conditions. The affirmation is emblazoned on the white screen and has your quantum energy intensifying the affirmation. And I, Giuliano, take that white screen with your thought powers and love for Gaia, and I download it now into the Earth feedback loop system, where she will receive this request and implement it to the best of her ability based on our intensity and what is best for all plant and animal life. The affirmation and the screen has been downloaded, and a powerful chain of events and reactions are being processed as we speak, especially on the quantum level that we are interacting with Gaia at this time. It is time now to leave our planetary healing chamber, but we still are in quantum consciousness. We stand up and walk out of the room, down the hallway, and go to the portal from which you came. The corridors of light are still there waiting. Enter the corridor from which you came, and travel now at the speed of thought through the corridor to the room from where you started. You arrive at a place 6 feet above your physical body and re-enter now your physical body in perfect alignment, bringing with you healing light on a personal basis from my starship Athena for you to use as a gift to accelerate your fifth dimensional balance. You've re-entered your body in perfect alignment, and you may open your eyes. I'm Giuliano. Good day.